Imagine you switch on your computer and everything looks normal until your files won't open, your browser starts redirecting, or your laptop fan sounds like it's running a marathon. That is malware. And in this video, we will make 10 malware types easy by using one simple pattern. For each one, ask yourself 3 questions. How does it spread? What is the goal? Where does it hide or run? Once you can answer those 3 questions, exams become predictable. A quick favor before we dive in. Smash like, tap subscribe, and share this with the person who clicks next, accept blindly, and then acts shocked when the browser becomes a casino. Let's start with the classic virus, the one people use as a general word for malware. A computer virus attaches itself to a legitimate file or program. Think of it like a sticker stuck on a real parcel. The sticker cannot travel alone. When you run the infected file, the virus activates and spreads by affecting other files on that same system. So, the spread pattern is usually user-driven. You open it, run it, or execute it, and that action wakes it up. If a virus needs a host file, the next one is the opposite. It travels without a host. A worm spreads by itself, usually across a network. Picture a rumor in a school that spreads without anyone installing it. Worms scan for vulnerable systems and jump from machine to machine automatically. That is why worms can explode across an organization, consume bandwidth, and even crash networks just by replicating. If a question says, spreads automatically over the network, your brain should point to worm. The key difference from a virus is simple. Worms do not wait for you to click. Worms spread automatically. Next is a malware that spreads because it tricks you. A Trojan looks legitimate but hides something malicious inside. Think of it like a fake delivery driver wearing a uniform. You let them in because they look real. That is exactly how Trojans work. They show up as free software, cracked tools, game mods, or fake updates. You install them willingly, and that installation is the attack. Once inside, a Trojan can steal data, open a backdoor, or download more malware. One exam clue to remember is that Trojans do not self-replicate like worms. Their power is deception. A Trojan often sneaks in quietly. Now let's cover the one that attacks loudly and demands money. Ransomware is a hostage situation for your data. It encrypts your files so you cannot access them, then demands payment, often in cryptocurrency for a decryption key. Imagine someone locking your house and offering the key for cash. The exam pattern is very consistent. Encryption plus payment demand. This is why ransomware hits hospitals, businesses, and governments. Downtime is expensive, and panic makes people pay. The best practical defense is good backups, because a backup removes the leverage. Ransomware screams, "Pay me!" The next one whispers, "Let me watch you." Spyware secretly monitors user activity without permission. Imagine someone standing behind you, writing down everything you type and every site you visit. Spyware can track browsing habits, capture credentials, and steal sensitive information like passwords and card details. Keyloggers are a common example. Spyware often arrives bundled with free downloads, shady extensions, or helper apps. Unlike ransomware, it is not trying to block you. It is trying to quietly collect information for as long as possible. If spyware is quiet surveillance, adware is a loud distraction. Adware focuses on pushing unwanted advertisements. Picture trying to read a page while someone keeps slapping pop-ups on top of it. Adware floods you with ads, redirects your browser, and sometimes installs toolbars you did not ask for. It might not destroy files directly, but it slows systems, ruins browsing, and could lead users toward more dangerous malware. A common entry point is bundled installers where people click next too fast without reading anything and accept extra offers without noticing. Adware is visible and annoying. Now we move to malware designed to be invisible. A rootkit is built for stealth and persistence. Think of it like someone building a hidden room inside your own house. Everything looks normal, but they still have access. Rootkits hide deep in the operating system, sometimes at the driver level, so they can avoid detection while maintaining privileged control. They can mask malicious processes, hide files, and interfere with security tools. The idea is not just damage. It is staying hidden while controlling the system. A rootkit is one machine under hidden control. Next is many machines under remote control. Botnet malware turns infected devices into bots controlled by an attacker. Imagine zombies in a movie. One zombie is scary. 1,000 zombies coordinated together becomes a weapon. Attackers use botnets for DDoS attacks, spam campaigns, credential attacks, and sometimes crypto mining. The infected user often has no idea because the computer still works. It just feels slower, hotter, and oddly busy. The exam clue is many compromised machines controlled by one command source. Botnets wait for commands from an attacker. The next one waits for a trigger condition. A logic bomb stays dormant until a specific condition is met. It is like a trap that only triggers when the clock hits a certain time or when a specific event happens. The trigger could be a date, a user action, or something like an employee account being disabled. Logic bombs are often associated with insiders because insiders know which triggers will cause maximum damage. When activated, it can delete files, corrupt data, or shut down services. A logic bomb hides until it triggers. The final one hides by leaving almost nothing on the disk. Fileless malware does not rely on installing traditional files on your hard drive. Instead, it runs in memory and uses legitimate tools already on the system, like PowerShell or WMI. Think of it like a thief who does not smash a window. They use a real key, do the damage, and leave very little obvious evidence. Because there is often no classic file to scan, traditional antivirus can miss it. The exam clue is memory-based attack or uses built-in tools. Now lock it in using the same 3 questions: spread, goal, and hiding place. A virus attaches to a host file and needs you to run it. A worm spreads automatically across networks. A Trojan disguises itself and relies on you installing it. Ransomware encrypts and demands payment. Spyware watches and steals information. Adware floods ads and redirects. A rootkit hides deep for stealth and persistence. A botnet turns many devices into remote-controlled bots. A logic bomb waits for a trigger. Fileless malware runs in memory using legitimate tools. If this breakdown made malware finally feel simple, like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for the next crash course.